Today, we will be predicting the NFC East for the upcoming NFL season. The last time a team won back-to-back division titles was in 2004. The Cowboys will look to end that streak this year, but the Eagles look dangerous with that new and improved defense. I want to say good luck to the Giants and Commanders because that's the only way they will win this division.
The number 4 team in the NFC East, in my opinion, probably the worst team in the NFL this year, the New York Giants.
All right, let's keep this short and simple. All right.
Do you agree with that, though?
Don't want to roast too many Giants fans here, right?
But do you agree with what I said?
Agree? Like worst NFL team or worst team in the NFC East?
An NFL team.
I mean, they're definitely up there. I think there'll be a top 3 pick. They'll finally figure out their quarterback next year, whether it be whoever pops off in college this year, Shedeur Sanders, Quinn Ewers. Yeah, that's Carson Beck. That's how bad they are. We're talking about the draft for them and how bad they are going to be. But let's be honest here. Offense, atrocious. Quarterback, atrocious. Daniel Jones, really bad.
In the preseason.
Especially in that preseason game. Drew Lock, I have some hope for, but at the end of the day, I don't think he's going to be a regular starter. Drew Lock's a solid backup in this league. I feel bad for Malik Neighbors. He's going to have a terrible rookie season because nobody could get him the
Or he might have a greatest rookie year and make some type of Odell Beckham Jr. plays for all we know. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true. But he's not getting the ball, let's be honest.
Yeah. But no, okay, here's the
thing. Let's not even talk about the offense.
Yeah, like offensively, you messed up by giving Daniel Jones $40 million a couple of years ago and you let Saquon essentially walk, right? You made him disrespected. He walks straight to Philadelphia, one of your direct rivals, right? Offensively, not much to say. I'm looking forward to see who they're going to be drafting next year. They were looking hard for Drake May last year.
There is one thing I'm looking forward to, is that their defensive line's going to be nice.
Yeah.
Right? Dexter Lawrence at D tackle, and Thibodeau and Brian Burns off the edge. That's pretty nice. Okereke as a linebacker, but overall, like that, linebackers and the D-line are the only things that are solid. Everything else is, I don't know what the hell they did in the last year, that they just messed up this whole entire process. I mean, I know what they did. They paid Daniel Jones $40 million.
And he got hurt. Daboll getting fired, yes or no?
That was just rough, man, because we saw what a solid squad, like healthy, Daboll could cook, right? But last year, Jones gets injured. Barkley wasn't at his best, and obviously from the start it was shit because he lost 40-0 to the Cowboys. So I don't know if this is like the make or break year for Daboll. I won't necessarily label it as that, but then at the same time, the Giants are Giants. They cycle through head coaches like
that's the thing. I wouldn't fire him, but 2 bad years in a row, even though this year will not be on him. My fault. You replaced Barkley with Devin Singletary. No disrespect to Devin Singletary. He ain't Saquon Barkley. That's for sure. Maybe he surprises us. Maybe Daniel Jones surprises us. The preseason has not shown that. I'm not buying it this year.
Yeah.
But let's just move on. There's not much to say. We're just looking forward to see what quarterback they'll be drafting next year. Number 3, and this is where, looking at their roster, I feel like they'll make a jump a little bit. Not saying they'll be a playoff team after looking at their defense a little bit more. Although they did hire Dan Quinn, so he could surprise us with a few things. It's the Washington Commanders, officially named Jaden Daniels QB1, which I 100% agree with, especially under they had Jeff Driscoll, Marcus Mariota, Sam Hartman. It's easily Jaden Daniels. Had a pretty good preseason from what I saw as well. Right now, Terry McLaurin's going as well. The way Cliff Kingsbury, who is their now OC, I have faith in him as an OC, specifically to at least unlock the offense early on. We'll see what happens later. You have Jahan Dotson. Right now, from what I'm hearing, he is struggling. They're trying to figure out who their wide receiver 2 is. So that's a little bit concerning for me. Brian Robinson Jr., Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler is not the same anymore.
But it's still a good running
back combo there. And then the question is going to come down to, at least you have a good mobile quarterback in Jaden Daniels because your O-line, that's what caused Sam Howell last year.
Most sacked quarterback in the league.
Exactly. And yeah, and Zach Ertz is the tight end, so you have a good safety blanket there as well.
So, obviously, weapons-wise, I think they're solid, right? They have a mix of good veterans and good star power, and obviously good young guys as well. The biggest question of this offense, in my opinion, is can they protect Jaden Daniels? Number 2 question of this offense for me is, can Cliff Kingsbury prove that he's a proper offensive mind? And then obviously question number 3 is, can Jaden Daniels cook? Those are 3 questions. I feel like they're 3 fair questions.
The 4th question is who's wide receiver 2 because you want to keep Terry.
Yeah, obviously you want to keep Terry McLaurin. But those are not big. Those are not major.
Yeah.
But I feel like the 3 questions, O-line, Cliff Kingsbury, and Jaden Daniels, those are the 3 questions that will define this offense and how they perform this year. I think they'll still get away with, Terry McLaurin, probably Zach Ertz.
Defense.
if everything else is clicking.
Defensively, I am concerned when you have Cleveland Farrell as your starting
Remember
edge rush.
Remember 2 years ago, this was their D line.
Yep.
Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen in the middle,
Which they still have.
Montez Sweat, and Chase Young on the edge.
So their edges suck. They have still their tackles are there.
Yeah.
But after that, like they brought in Bobby Wagner. He's still a stud at his current age. Great. Now this could be me a little bit on the casual side because it is Washington at the end of the day. Their secondary doesn't seem at least noteworthy to me. And like that's what the defense is gonna be questionable.
Who is in their secondary again?
It's Jeremy Chin and Quan Morton as their safeties. They have Brandon St. Just.
I think that's Canadian.
Benjamin St. Just, sorry.
Yeah, Benjamin St. Just is Canadian.
All right, shout out, you're good. Michael Davis as their corners and Mike's and Stroll.
Anything, no one, like you said, nobody
on Nickelback.
Too much noteworthy. I think Chen probably has the most potential.
Emmanuel Forbes, who they picked, is not starting.
Yeah, that's a concern.
He is questioned. No, sorry, he's not going. That's a concern there, right?
That is a concern.
But
he's not.
You are bringing Dan Quinn.
Yeah, that's true. But I think out of all that, the most potential I think I see in Jeremy Chin, because I remember him being good in Carolina for a couple of years as well. But overall, Dan Quinn's gonna have his work cut out for him. He's gonna have to figure out how to buy these guys in, and also figure out how to scheme the shit out of them by not getting dropped 40 points every game.
What I do want to say is like they will have a fun offense. If they should,
they should.
Because you give Cliff, Kyler Murray, and DeAndre Hopkins, he was able to cook something up. You have Jaden Daniels. I'm not saying he'll be a Kyler Murray off the bat, but you also have Terry McLaurin, who I believe is the most underrated number one.
Hopefully the second coming of a healthy Robert Griffin.
Yeah,
that's what they're hoping for. Yeah, no, I agree with you that they should be one of the jump teams as well.
Yeah.
Like, I think they should be fun to watch and all that stuff. And again, I agree with you again. They're number 3.
Let's go number 2.
Probably gonna have the same list.
Yeah, because I'm not sold on their offseason. It is the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones, once again, I understand why you're waiting on Dak Prescott, but I don't understand why you are not waiting, why you're waiting on CeeDee Lamb to get.
All right, so like one thing I want to say about Jerry Jones, I think he's getting a little bit too old because I think he forgot when free agency started.
Yeah.
Because I swear, like, I think Dallas did not get the news that it was in March.
Yeah. Even then, after that, like, they didn't really make...
I'm surprised I remember when the draft was, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are they doing this offseason? Right, you just came off a division win and getting absolutely smashed by the Packers. Somehow, some way, you thought Mike McCarthy still deserved his job after that, even when he was the main play caller.
See,
right? And number 3, you lost Dan Quinn.
So here's
you lost your best coach on that.
Let's talk offensively here first. You're pretty much giving Dak Prescott, for whatever reason, CeeDee Lamb, which I saw rumors that they might get something done, and Mike McCarthy their last chance. Mike McCarthy's chance was done, in my opinion. I don't care at this point. Dak Prescott, outside of one at Buffalo game, arguably was MVP. Right? Arguably he was MVP. The biggest question for this team is it's like the England national team for soccer. It's like the Toronto Maple Leafs. What is this team going to do in the playoffs? Are they going to bounce out early once again? That's what it is. Like, as good of a regular season player Dak is, we got to see what happens during the season.
Well, we can't.
They bring back Zeke Elliott.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying this. We can't put English national team in that narrative anymore because they actually made
the
semifinals and finals.
Fair. Okay.
But the big question is, they can't get the job done for the amount of hype they receive.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, if CeeDee Lamb does end up playing, I like the 1-2 punch with him and Cooks. Their offensive line will always be decent.
It's good, yeah.
The question is going to come down to play calling. Defensively, though, is where their butter was. As you mentioned, Dan Quinn is gone.
Yeah, quickly on the offense first, I'm going to wrap this up.
Sure.
McCarthy, like you said, chance is done. I do believe it's Dak's.
He's gone.
Chance.
Both of them.
Dak's last chance.
I'm calling it right now.
Like McCarthy should have been gone. This is Dak's final year. I'm buying around. I'm saying this.
Yeah.
McCarthy's been done. I don't give a shit about him anymore.
Yeah.
Right? This is Dak's final year to make me actually be like, okay, this guy's capable of winning something. And CeeDee Lamb, I don't know how they're not getting CeeDee Lamb. That just makes zero sense.
This right now, Dak Prescott he will probably be the Raiders quarterback next year.
I think that would be a good pickup.
He'll be the best one available.
Yeah, you should be the best one available. But overall, offensively, weapons-wise, like if everyone's playing,
no problem.
They shouldn't really have an issue offensively, right?
Yeah.
Like if everyone's playing, maybe Zeke's not, running back's not a good solution. Obviously, Pollard struggled last year. Zeke's not the same old Zeke. But our O-line is still good. You got Ferguson at tight end, who was really good. The only guy who actually showed up in the playoffs last year. And obviously Lamb and Cooks is a solid 1-2 duo as well. And like you said, Prescott as a regular season quarterback, he is one of the best.
Yeah.
Like he is. As a playoff, he's one of the worst.
Yeah.
But this is based on regular season, so that's why they're
they're going to be number.
We still expect to make the playoffs and all that stuff.
The number two thing on the side of the ball, defense. You lost Dan Quinn, right? To your division rival with Washington. I would say a decent replacement of Mike Zimmer because he was the head coach in Minnesota for a bit. He is a defensive guy. We'll see what he does. Is he gonna?
And he has talent on the defense.
Exactly.
And Minnesota's defense was never really that great.
Yeah, outside of maybe one or two players there.
Yeah.
Here, like he still has talent. It's similar to Dan Quinn when he left Atlanta. When he got fired from Atlanta, he ended up taking the Dallas DC job. It's the same thing with Mike Zimmer for him to have an opportunity, like Dan Quinn, to show that he is an NFL head coach when given the right situation. I don't know if they're going to live up to what Dan Quinn did. I'm going to be skeptical because I feel like Dan Quinn put that team on an all-time high. So Mike Zimmer has a lot of work cut out for him. But at the end of the day, you might have Depoy and Micah Parsons on your line. You have DeMarcus Lawrence still there. Secondary-wise, yes, you lost Stephon Gilmore, but you bring Trayvon Diggs. Was he injured last year?
He got injured last year.
So he's back now, though. Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland.
The pick six machine.
Exactly. But the only thing I'm concerned about those guys is coverage, right? Like they'll both get picks. They'll both get picks. But
they make plays, but like sometimes they lose coverage.
Exactly. And Malik Hooker, who like revived his career after leaving Indy. So it's like they have names every. Eric Kendricks is their starting linebacker. The linebackers, where I would say they're a little bit weak.
Still at Van Der Esch, or is he gone?
No, he's gone.
Yeah.
So I would say they're a little bit weak, but at the end of the day, Eric Kendricks was in Minnesota, I'm pretty sure. So he's reuniting with Mike Zimmer, I'm pretty sure. But their bread and butter is like defensively. It's the
defensive line, right? Like that's their strong suit right now. I would say. The cornerbacks can make plays, which is good, like pass breakups and interceptions, but tend to get lost in coverage sometimes, right? Bland had the tendency last year.
Maybe Zimmer fixes that.
Yeah, he could fix that for sure. And I think linebackers wise, they'll get away with as well. So I think defensively, there'll be a drop off, but I don't think it's enough to really change anything.
They're the NFC.
Change anything.
They're in the NFC.
I know, but I'm just about just change their identity.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Like just change anything. I think they might not be as good, right? But like they were just so good. It just might they were regarded as one of the best. Now they're just probably just a great defense.
Micah is still going to be Micah.
100%. Yeah, like it doesn't matter who's coaching.
You're still going to have a game record like a TJ Watt, like a Max Crosby, like a Myles Garrett. You have that in Micah Parsons. So this should be fine. Number two. Number one, again, we're out of every division we've done, this is every matched on everything except the AFC East. But in this case, it is the Philadelphia Eagles adding Saquon Barkley, who's an upgrade over DeAndre Swift, in my opinion. So, Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor are a good 1-2 combo out of the backfield. QB or a running back combo. This is up there in my opinion.
There's three.
You got two?
There's three. There's A-Rich and Taylor, Lamar and Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
And then there's Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley.
And in this case, they love doing the brotherly shove. Saquon is known as Saquads. Right? So they instead of running Jalen Hurts to the ground with it, they could split those up. I just feel like they're going to have a bounce back here. They started off hot last year, ended off very cold. They bring in, what's his name from Miami, the DC? They brought him.
Fangio.
Vic Fangio in to try to fix up their defense. They brought back C.J. Gardner-Johnson defensively.
So, looking at this team offensively first, again, very talented. Even with Jason Kelce gone, I still think the O-line stood still.
Cam Jurgens is not
just, it's just
a drop-off, but
the O-line should still cook.
Yeah.
Right? They probably just dropped one spot because probably Lions.
They'll challenge the Lions for sure.
Yeah, that's last year was probably Eagles Lions. This year's Lions Eagles.
Yeah.
AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, weapons are still solid.
You know what the
Saquon Barkley, who's a wide receiver 3.
Paris Campbell.
Oh, it's Paris. No,
based on this depth.
So here's the question marks on the offense, right? Again, how the hell are they gonna manage without Shane Steichen, right? Jalen Hurts was not good last year, right?
They brought in who again?
Kellen Moore.
No,
I don't buy in. I'm not buying in Kellen Moore. Like, respectfully, I don't think Kellen Moore has done good so far. Like, I think he's
had his moment.
I think he had his moment for sure, but I don't especially what he did with Chargers last year was terrible. Dallas is very questionable sometimes as well, but I don't think Kellen Moore he needs to prove a lot more. If I'm saying Cliff Kingsbury has to do something, he has to do
Yeah, look at
like
the
3 times more.
for the cliff.
Yeah, like he has to do like 3-4 times more. Like,
Exactly.
even with what he worked with. So like Kellen Moore and Jalen Hurts are my question marks offensively. Defensively, they lost Fletcher Cox as well. They lost Hassan Reddick. I think they lost. Did they get Josh Sweat or no? They lost Josh Sweat.
Yeah.
They lost.
No, they still have him.
They still have him.
Yep.
So they re-signed Josh Sweat. They got rid of Hassan Reddick.
Yes.
Who does it get from Jets? I forgot his name.
Oh, it's that undrafted guy. I know you're talking. He stepped
They-
up for the Jets, and then
He signed with them, I think.
Bryce Huff, Jalen.
Yes.
Yeah,
Bryce Huff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think obviously you have Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter in the middle.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's just
That's
two absolute beasts. D-line wise are good. The biggest issue with the Eagles were their ability to tackle,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like that's just like a hustle thing, and I feel like Vic Fangio should be able to fix that.
Yes.
The second biggest issue was after Darius Slade, their secondary was very, very weak because they also lost not CJ Gardner-Johnson. They also lost, I think, Marcus Epps as well,
Yeah.
his partner. But now that you drafted Quinyon Mitchell and you drafted Cooper DeJean, who I think could play safety as well and play cornerback as well, I believe. Two guys, okay, Quinyon Mitchell went in the first. Cooper DeJean had the potential of being a first-round pick as well.
Yeah.
So people are allotting that as a steal. And you bring back the main guy in the secondary in CJ Gardner-Johnson. Yeah, I think the Eagles defensively are back as of this moment. Obviously, just learn how to tackle, and I think you should be fine. But offensively is still where my question marks are. And for that reason, I actually did debate putting Dallas ahead. But with just too much drama with Dallas right now.
Yeah.
And because Dallas is a good regular season team. We're basing this regular season,
Yeah.
guys, all right? Playoffs, I'm still picking the Eagles all day, every day. And also, losing Dan Quinn is probably another reason why I had Dallas lower. But I actually had a world where I could try to put Dallas up there.
For me, it was like I was 70-30, 75-25 Eagles winning this division. I like the top. Look, Isaiah Rodgers is back from the suspension, right? He was solid for Indy at the end of the day.
He was.
So he's the cornerback 2, one of the cornerback 2s. James Bradbury has now dropped behind Reed Blankenship. He might get cut because he kind of struggled last year a little bit.
So you have Slade, they have...
Right now, they're starting is Keely Ringo, CJ Gardner-Johnson, Reed Blankenship, Darius Slay, and Avonte Maddox. Right? Their backups are Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, James Bradbury, Isaiah
They have
Rodgers.
Keely Ringo, right? As well. Georgia, another Georgia guy.
So, like,
Isn't it Kobe Dean done the...
he's in the backup right now too.
He's a
They have
backup
Devin
still?
White. Devin White's there now.
He got injured in the combine.
Yeah.
Right? He's the one who got injured in the combine?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why he kind of dropped too. But yeah, they added Devin White in as well. So I think top to bottom, this is
They improved, yeah.
they
By far
improved.
yeah.
They're more hungry than last year. Listen, Nick Sirianni's job might be on the line.
It is on the line. 100% on the
As
line.
bad as it was weird as it is to say,
It is on the line.
it is on the line. So yeah, but I think it's easy for me. It was easy to pick the Eagles over the Cowboys. Again, like you said, you have to give some respect to the Cowboys, regular season wise, but I feel like because both teams ended very disappointing, especially the Eagles, and including the regular season, I think they'll bounce back this year.
So if you guys made it to the end of the video, you'll be thinking there's a green background, like thinking that, oh, these guys are foreshadowing Eagles' #1 pick. That was not done on purpose. I'll just say that right now.
Yeah.
I just realized that right now, like, oh, there's green background, maybe.
No.
Yeah, so that wraps up our NFC East predictions. Comment down below what do you guys think, if you agree or disagree with us. This is our 5th video of our division previews. We have
3 more to go.
2 AFCs, which is the South and the North, and then the NFC West remaining. So subscribe and look out for those as well.
Hit the post notification bell and click on the 2 videos that are going to appear on the video right now. Click on the 2 videos that are going to appear right now and make sure we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.